What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Donashcraft from Ellipsis TCG here, doing a live gameplay video for you, this time featuring Set 11 Dark Broly versus Set 11 Gogeta. On the left here, we have Joseph Ramos Calderon playing Dark Broly, and I think I'm on the right here playing Gogeta. Alright, Dark Broly's going to start up, charging the 1-drop Toa. I believe that's the Toa that you can sack a 30k black battle card on your board to add one back from your graveyard. And then he's going to summon the 1-drop Toa that searches the deck on play for a it's the Dark Dragon Ball, but I think it says specifically the red one. I don't think you can grab any of the other colors with it. And then it has a tap ability as well, where you can grab one from your grave or your deck. And the other thing I missed on that turn was the leader activated his ability to look at the top 5, mill up to 3 30k battle cards, and then he can take a life if he wants to. There are a couple proxies in Joe's deck, but I think the only proxy is the tournament pack Bardock. That's what the Vegeks winter promo is supposed to be. Or whatever that Vegeks is. That's supposed to be the 30k Bardock that you can tap a black, crit a life, instead of taking damage for that battle. Alright, so I'm going to activate the Saiyan Warriors in order to add 2 vanilla 1ks to my hand. And then I'm going to attack with the Gogeta, take the life, look at the top 7. I'm going to add a red 1-drop extra card. Me joking that I wish I could grab specific targets. Admittedly, the second, when I grabbed the vanilla Vegeta, that was just me fucking up. I think Dark Broly is a really interesting deck. Every time I see it in action, I like watching it. It's really cool. Like, you're playing 30Ks for free. Alright, I'm going to Union Fusion out the Vacu 3-drop. I think it's Delinquent Fighter. And then I'm going to discard the 2-drop Vegeta that is a proxy for the tournament pack Vegeta Godly Aura, which allows me to look at the top 7, grab a Gogeta BR. And then if I grab something, I discard 1 card from my hand. So that card's pretty good because it allows you to get a little bit of cycling into the deck, as well as, like, you know, finding your pieces that you want. You could search out the Goku and Vegetas with the 1-drop extra card, but, like, you can't really search out the Gogetas. Well, 2-drop lets you get there. Alright, since we activated Union Fusion, we're going to draw a card. And then we're going to swing in the Vacu. I'm going to crack the Vacu, add back the Vegeta and the Goku. And it's Joe's turn. I think I said in the last 2 videos, the Gogeta deck is really interesting. I don't know how good it is, but it's definitely interesting, right? Like, it has a couple powerful mechanics to it, and it has access to some good cards. Violent Raise is absurd right now, especially with how many 20Ks and higher are in the format. I mean, all of our decks, our boss monsters, and you know, general win conditions are 20k or above. Except for maybe Vegeks, right? Like, Vegeks is a bunch of 19Ks, but whatever. The 6-drop Gogeta is very, very close to being broken. I think they balanced it just a tiny bit too much to keep it from being broke. Now, I understand that's probably a good thing, but, like, hey. Sometimes you gotta let Red do some broke shit. When was the last time Red got to do some broke shit? I'm gonna have a sip of coffee. Just gonna activate the leader effect. Not sure what I'm doing on my phone there. Yeah, I like it. So, of course, I guess you could pinpoint Red Broly swap as Red doing some broke shit. But the more and more testing I get against that deck in, like, best of 3 scenarios, the more and more that, like, I don't really worry about it. It's a really good deck, but I do think there are some cracks to the strategy in best of 3. But that's not the point that we're trying to talk about in this video. I'm trying to talk about Dark Broly versus Gogeta. I'm not exactly sure what Joe is trying to figure out here, but yeah, he's gonna swing in. I'm gonna snap take the life. think he's trying to see if he can find a way to summon a Broly this turn. Whew. One play he has access to is he could tap 2 and summon the Mecha Boar 2-drop, and then search another copy of the Dragon Ball. And the Mecha Boar would call, whatchamacallit, Gogeta BR 5-drop, preventing... Oh, I'm not on 3 energy. He'll probably do that next turn. Alright, so summoning Broly Savage Rush. This is, like, not the exact main... It's kind of the main combo enabler in the deck, because you can sack it with the red extra card in order to summon a Dark Broly from the deck. He's probably going to opt here for the blocker, or the one that takes a card from hand, engrave on summon. Yep, he's going... you know... When we did the AOD videos, when the anniversary box came out, I think I kept complaining that the cards look really similar. Well, the Dark Broly cards also look extremely similar. I want to say this is the blocker one, but I could very well be wrong. Alright, it's not going to swing in, so it's probably the blocker. That, and he probably doesn't want me to awaken. Alright. I'm going to charge the 6-drop Gogeta. I'm going to play the 2-drop Gotenks Unison Warrior. I like this card a bit. It has 0 ability to draw a card, and then it upticks passively through, or gains counters passively through the Gogeta chain, as well as his Union Fusion in general. Whew. Speaking of Union Fusion, we're going to use the Veku effect, and we're going to drop the Vegeta, Godly Aura, and probably a Vanilla. Cool. Top 7. See what we can grab. Alright, we found the 5-drop Gogeta. And a snap, take that. Don't know what we're discarding. I do not remember what happened very much in this game. And then, because we activated Union Fusion, the Gotenks auto will activate, and then he will uptick, and then I get to draw a card off of the Gogeta. If you look at my hand, we can see the Broly Seeker Rares there. And, man. I've yet to actually cast that card. And it makes me upset, because that card is super cool. I just haven't been able to play it. The games that I played Broly Swap, or the games of Broly Swap I've played, you just kill them too quickly. And you never get to the 6-drop in that deck. And then in Gogeta, the 6-drop has to stick for a turn, and, like, they either die, or they remove the 6-drop. Or there are some instances where it's like, is the 6-drop weirdly better than the Secret Ray? Alright, so we're going to attack him with the leader, take a life, top 7, we're going to grab what is a proxy for Wolfang Fist, but it's technically Final Guardian. And then we're going to swing in with Veku, and then the Gotenks. He's going to block with the Dark Broly. We're going to crack the Veku, add back the Godly Aura, and the Goku. Now, one play you could do, if you're running the Goku Godly Aura tournament pack promo, is in situations like this where your opponent won't self-awaken you, or if you're at, when you're at 3 energy and you're at 5 life post-leader effect, or even before, you can Union Fusion out your 5-drop, discard the Godly Aura Goku, which lets you take a life, then you get a 4, then you can awaken, and then you just have the straight up, you have a 20k double striker. Because the issue, and it's not really an issue, but the problem is, when you attack with Gogeta, take the life, go to 4, and then awaken, you don't get the extra 5k from the auto, you're just a 15k double striker, which means you only need a combo 5 to get out of your attack. That extra little bit of pressure is just so much better. Ooh. Oh, we see the Mecha Boar in his hand. So one thing we could have done is we could have just not played the Gotenks Unison this turn, because chances are he's going to do his best to kill it. I mean, he has 2 attacks currently on board that would kill it. All he has to do is combo 5k on the leader swing, or awaken. recording audio at 7 in the morning, man. It'll get you. But yeah, we were discussing whether or not it was optimal to play the unison there, if I should have just waited till the next turn, and I think my reasoning was that it gives me something to do on the turn, besides just playing the Veku, and, you know, I might have had something else in hand as well. Also, doing the turn 3 play, where you play the 5-drop Gogeta and then play the Gotenks, leaves me tapped out. And while Dark Broly isn't an explosive deck that takes you, that necessarily kills you in, like, one turn, it's a lot of attrition with this deck, but, like, it very well could. Alright, no negate. He's going to draw a card, he's going to awaken. And then draw 2. So, Joey's building himself a pretty good hand there. I'm telling you, man, Dark Broly is cool. It was the budget deck of the format. I mean, it still technically is. All you really need is 4 SRs. But that SR went from like $8 to like $17 in like overnight. Alright, so he's going to use the drop effect of that Broly. So he warps 6 black battle cards with 30k power from his graveyard, and he's able to summon it for free. And then when he's summoned, Joe gets to warp a battle card of his choice from my graveyard, and I have to warp a card from my hand. Now, something to note that it is only battle cards, so if your opponent tries to snipe like an extra card from you or a Unison Warrior, they're not able to. It is only battle cards. I just threw down the Wolf Fang Fist and then realized that it wouldn't matter anyways. 15 to 15 is still, 15. Alright, Tabard 2, playing Mechabora. You're going to call it Gogeta BR 5-drop. Now, the reason he picked up the Gogeta there is to make sure it's a BR. Because I had made a joke right at the beginning, at the start of us playing. I was like, I can't wait for you to Mechabora me and not call BR. So kids, if you're playing Mechabora, please make sure to call the right name, because someone out there will probably be a dick and shark you. If you're worried about Secret Rare Cell, make sure to say Cell Zeno 12 drop. If you're worried about Android 17 turning the tide, don't say Super 17 7 drop, because that does nothing for you. He's going to swing in, he's going to kill it. If he hasn't done it already, he's going to use the Activate main on Mechabora, the effect that nobody else uses. And then he's going to find a Dark Dragon Ball. We traced back a little bit. I activated the Wolfang Fist to snipe the Mechabora. Now he's going to use the blocker to kill the Unison Warrior. And then activate Leader ability to put 3 black 30ks back in the graveyard from the warp, and he can draw a card. Whew. Joe accidentally restanding his cards, and if we joked, I was like, dude, you're not playing Sin Shenron. He's like, oh, fuck, that's right. Because I think we had just played a game where he was on Sin Shenron. Alright, so swinging the leader, taking 7 cards, or taking life, looking at 7 cards. We're going to hope to grab a Violent Race here, because Violent Race just kind of really stunts the Dark Broly deck. Most, if not all of the attackers in the deck usually are 30ks. And he's not able to really do anything, especially if he makes the mistake of swinging with leader first. Alright, so we'll get the 1-drop extra card, Birth of the Saiyan Warrior. And typically this is the turn where you play the 5-drop Gogeta, go into the 6-drop, but because of the Mechabora 2-drop, we're not able to. And I don't think I have necessarily have a real play this turn. Outside of maybe casting the Unison again, or adding cards with the extra cards. I think I'm over here debating whether or not it's worth it to just awaken. Decide that it's not. Alright, we're going to ditch a Vegeta and a Goku for the Veku Union Fusion that we have pulled off 3 times now. is absurd because I think the deck only runs 4 Vacu. I'm not too sure. It's my roommate's build. Alright, so we're going to miss off the Godly Aura trigger, which makes sense. I think they're all in my hand at this point. And the one that's in my energy. So because we whiffed on the Godly Aura, we do not have to discard a card. A little bit of a jump cut there for camera timing out reasons. Apologies. Could put a transition in there, but having the same scene fade into the same scene is a big no-no, because it just makes no sense. Alright, swinging 15k in with the Vacu. He's just going to activate the Dark Broly effect to discard a 30k and give it the card 5k battle power or combo power. Battle power for the turn. Alright, we're going to crack the Vacu, add back 2 cards. And we're going to go for Birth of the Saiyan Warrior to search the deck. Now, I think I mentioned in the last 2 videos, but if you haven't watched those videos, first off, go watch them. Secondly, so Birth of the Saiyan Warrior is not like Son Goku The Adventure Begins. You have to hard commit to one of the 2 effects. And I say that because in Son Goku The Adventure Begins, to search for a Dragon Ball, you can check the deck and then check the graveyard if the deck doesn't have a legal target, or if for some reason you don't want to grab a legal target from the deck. Birth of the Saiyan Warrior specifies you have to, and this is what Joe is checking, you have to either go into your deck and grab one, or you have to go into your graveyard and grab the targets. Because that's what happened with Derek in, I think, the game of Gogeta versus SS4. He opted to go through the deck, thinking there were more targets than there were, and it turned out, he couldn't, because there was only 1 card. Alright, so I'm going to pass back to Joe. Joe's going to untap and charge. Because, yeah, he went first. So he's going to charge. This is an interesting turn for Dark Broly because this is when he can start playing with, like, bigger cards. So he could, in theory, play, like, Fu the Dark Banisher here for the Overrealm and try and just go in with 30Ks. He could play the SS4 Bardock that you see in the drop area there, the SPR from the set 11. That's a 3-mana play, but it allows him to have, like, keep one open. But, alright, he's going to swing in. I'm going to Topo here, discarding probably a vanilla, yeah. Now, Topo is another one of the answers to the Dark Broly deck because they don't really want to start dropping cards to attack you. Now, granted, Joe in the sideboard does play Supreme Kamehameha. At least he did at the 1K that we went to. I don't know if he still does. But he played Supreme Kamehameha in order to out-Topo's the Trunks Tournament Pack card and the Gohan Negate from set 11. Because, you could force yourself down the fort really quickly with this deck. Also, the format's just kind of aggressive. And even, it's aggressive even though it doesn't seem like it is when you look at it from the forefront, right? Like, Gotenks, at first glance, doesn't seem like that aggressive of a deck, but it hits you a lot and quickly. Red Broly is very aggressive, Vegex is very aggressive. Gogeta can actually kill you turn 3 if they get the good hand combination. Alright. I'm going to tap 2, summon the Unison Warrior. If we're good here, we'll play the Vegex in order to draw a card, give a counter. Nope, alright, we're not. We're going to untap 2. And then tap 3 for Gogeta 5-drop. I don't know the card's name. So, we discard the 2 guys, we draw 2 cards. Even though, technically, during the cost, fun fact, so the cost of Gogeta BR is to tap 4 red and draw 2. And then discard the guys. So I've always wondered, like, at an event, if someone has tried to / successfully sharked somebody or cheated by, like, not having the pieces and then drawing off the cost and finding, like, one of the pieces. Not advising anybody does that. I'm just curious as, like, if it's happened. Alright, so we're going to draw a card off activating Union, and then we forgot to do it, but when the 5-drop is played, so it minuses 15 to Joe's board, I think, ignoring barrier. Could be wrong about the big barrier part. And then it adds a marker to the Unison Warrior. Yep, there we go. And then we're going to EX Evolve. 6-drop will add 2 counters to the U-Tanks. And this is how, like, you try and kill people turn 3. Because you have the double strike swing from the leader. You make the Unison Warrior a 30k dual attack double striker. And then you have the 6-drop, which is a 35k double striker, which has the lovely ability of making your opponent's leader, if they're awakened, a 0. Or actually a -5, because I think it minuses 20k. So I think the play pattern I'm going to go with here is attack with the 6-drop, use the minus 20k on the blocker, that way he can't block any of my other attacks. I'm just debating whether or not I want to go for board clear or try and kill him this turn. But I think I opt for board clear. Or I think I opt for going for damage. Alright, so we're going to minus 20 the blocker. Alright. Now the question is, like, what remains in my hand? So, like, we see the Vegeta 2 drop that when it's discarded, that was a very emphatic way to put my hand down. Oh, that answers my question. The Violent Rays, that's what I was wondering, if it was in my hand or not. Alright, so Joe's going to opt to use the new super combo. He's going to bottom deck a card, draw 2. Drawing another super combo and what looked like a power burst. And a 35k double striker on turn 3 is absurd. Super combo again. Bottom decking probably the Unison Warrior that's on his far right. Nope, opting to bottom deck something else. Drawing 2. One of the cards was a Supreme Kai. And then he needs 5 more to break the combo. Yep. Getting rid of the blocker from his hand. We're going to swing into a topo. Extra damage, ladies and gentlemen, extra damage. Alright, eating the 3rd super combo from Joe's hand. Bottom deck drawing 2. Not sure what he drew at all that time. Swinging later. This time we'll get the 5k, we're going to be a 20k double striker base, which is really good. Now the question is, depending on what my hand is, do I throw combo into this, or do I want to see if I just waste some more cards from his hand? Alright, he opts to take the damage. We're going to use the 0 ability on the Go tanks to just draw a card. So going into this turn, it's pretty easy to, like, predict that we're going to lose the Gogeta because he's going to summon the SR Broly that warps a card on play. And then there's also the chance that, like, we lose cards from our hand when because he plays the Demeager Secret Rare, and he definitely has 7 black cards in drop. Another nice little jump cut there from the camera, opting to stop recording on us. Cool. He's going to warp 6 black battle cards from the graveyard in order to summon the SR, which will then warp the 6-drop Gogeta. Here comes the Violent Rays. Card is so good. In case you're not aware of what it does, you send a gate or counterattack, negate the attack, and then you may discard a card, choose one of these effects. For the rest of the turn, your opponent cannot attack with 20k or battle cards 20k or higher, or they cannot attack with unison cards 20k or higher. Alright, so you're going to attack with the leader. I'm going to Spark After Image. I think he attacked the Unison Warrior. Alright, here comes the Mechabora. Probably calling Gogeta 5-drop. And then searching for a Dark Dragon Ball. The interesting thing is that, like, that Mechabora has never had a high price point. If you look at it, like, its history, I think the highest it's been is a $10 card, but it should be a sideboard staple in just about every deck. I don't know why it's so cheap. I think it's like $3 right now. Now, I'm not trying to incite a buyout, but if you don't have, like, a playset of this card, I'd probably pick it up for how cheap it is. Alright, he's going to attack the Unison. Going to tap 2 for the his Unison Warrior. He just very aggressively pointed at my leader. I'm not sure why. I don't remember why, but... So, this Unison cannot attack if it has 2 or less markers, so that's why he tapped 2 for it. He's going to uptick. And he gets to put back 2 30Ks from his graveyard. He's going to attack my Unison. Alright, he's going to warp 6 black battle cards to summon a 30k blocker. And he's going to pass his turn. Alright, he's going to activate the leader effect. Alright, we're going to draw. So this is the interesting part. Like, what do we do for this turn, right? So we have the obvious swing at the leader, but he's going to block the double strike swing. If we have another copy of the Tank's Unison, we can tuck it underneath. Or we can do the spicy play of discard the Vegeta, add back the Veku, and then Union Fusion out the Veku, which will give our Unison enough counters to do the -4 effect. Alright, swing leader. It's going to eat a block right there. And swing 15. Probably not throw a combo into this. Probably force him to get rid of a card. Swinging Topo, doing the same with the same words. 7 a.m. commentary, man. The same theory, just trying to get more cards out of his hand. All right, we're gonna draw the card and swing. I think the reason I opted to do this is just I didn't think I could kill him. Now, in hindsight, probably should have just -4'd and win for it, but I wanted to try and play it safe. I think my hand was good for like defensive tools, so I knew he couldn't kill me on the crackback. Adding back a Vegeta and a Goku from the drop, making the joke of tapping 5 for the for the 5-drop Gogeta, and passing the turn. I'm trying to remember like what my hand is. I'm pretty sure my hand consists of at least Violent Raise and Topo. That's why I was like, I think I can just survive this. The only thing that like kind of fucks me over here is if he plays through Shrouded. Which, if he plays through Shrouded, right, like he wins the game. Unless you're playing against blue, Fu Shrouded is a secret rare, and is very much a game-ending card. I guess if you're playing against yellow Broly, or yellow, they can bloodlust you, but I don't think there are very many decks in the format currently playing Bloodlust, so... Alright, he's going to charge, tap 5, and play his Gogeta Secret Rare, except it's supposed to be the Demigra Secret Rare. His hasn't come in the mail yet. And he's going to attack. I'm going to tap 2, Topo, and I'm going to take a fairy, or I'm going to Topo, discard the Secret Rare, and let him rip battle cards from my hand. Cool. So the super combo is going to get comboed. 5 drop, 6 drop, and 6 drop. Alright, he's going to leave me with two Vegetas and a Goku in hand. So again, I have the defense, or the defendability, whatever. I have the defense cards in hand to make sure I don't die this turn. Because even if he decides to push the Violent Raise, I can discard one of the Vegetas, and then he can't attack with the rest of his board, minus the Mechabora and the Leader and the Unison. But then he's discarding 2 cards for every attack because of the Topo. So I'm able to wall up pretty well. Oh, hey, Fu Shrouded. Speak of the devil. Alright, so he's going to swing with the Unison. I say short, Violent Raise. Discard, call battle cards. And then discard 2 cards for the Topo. And he goes, oh, I thought you Violent Raised the last attack, not Topo. I was like, nah, man. I used Topo. He goes Mechabora, search for the Dark Dragon Ball. Not having a target he can grab, because I don't think it grabs from the warp, and then he passes the turn. Alright, we're going to swing Leader. Probably get insta-blocked. Yep. Alright, we're going to tuck a Gotenks underneath. -5 go to 1. And we're going to Haya our hearts out with that dual attack double striker. Alright. Radit Super Combo, bottom deck draw 2. Our deck is getting very thin, ladies and gentlemen. I think I'm counting up his like combo power here. Combo the Topos. I think I combo everything but 2 cards in hand, if I remember how this game ended. So 30, 40, 50. Double strike. Alright. Joe's counting out the cards in his hand that he can combo. Can/wants to combo. So 20, 25, 30, 35 using the leader effect, 40, 45, 50, and 55. It's a cool thing that you can use like the Dark Broly effect on is like cards like Mirror Creator Absorb because they're 30k whatchamacallits. Okay. So Vaku going to top 7 with the Vegeta effect, pick up the literal last 7 cards in my deck. Find a 5-drop Gogeta. And when we crack it, I think the plan was to add back the 2-drop Goku or Vegeta that I could sack or discard it from hand to add back a Gogeta, so I can add back the 6-drop that he comboed with the Migra. So discard, draw from playing a Union Fusion. Now the cool interaction between like Gogeta and Dark Broly is the 5-drop makes it so that the 30ks on his board can't be comboed anymore because you minus 15 to them and he can't use them for combos any longer. Or he can't, not combos, but he can't use them for the leader effect. So let's see me grab the 1-drop and the 2-drop. Alright, we're going to swing in 30k double strike. And this time I think we combo. I think we have 4 cards in hand. I think we combo 2. Oh, we have 5. Huh. The draw from the Union Fusion. Alright. Comboing a Vanilla and a Yamcha to go to 40k. I'm pretty sure there's a game here. If not here, this is going to be the end of the game soon. So he's going to use the Mass Saiyan effect. He's going to tap a black and then just crit 1 life in order to avoid the damage. Critting that Toa Dark Aura Deluge. And then we're going to tap 5. Summon the Gogeta. And then we're going to summon the 6-drop and go for game. Alright guys, thank you for watching. That has been an Ellipsis live commentary, live battle, whatever the hell I call these things anymore. Thanks for watching. Let me know what decks you guys want to see. We're going to stop showcasing red Gogeta for a little bit and focus on getting some other stuff. We're going to have green Gotenks, probably some Broly swap and some more stuff coming up for you next week. Otherwise, have a great day.